welcome to HITC Sport. Right, here I am doing another Premier League predictions video. Last year, we all know I got 0 out of 44 right. I know what you're thinking. Clearly my brain is made of expired butter. I must have been starved of oxygen in the womb, because that is laughably bad. Maybe, alright? But still, actually no, maybe. Of course it is. But still, this is my redemption. I have to get more than 0 right this time. I mean, it's not that hard. So now, here's my predictions video for the upcoming season, and lads, this is going to be the turnaround. No longer 0 out of 20, I'm going to call it. This is going to be 20 out of 20. Right, let's go. 20th, West Brom. Oh, lads, West Brom. This summer has been a complete and utter disaster. Just get out the wallet. Spend some money on anything. A block of cheese, a roll of toilet paper, anything. Just look alive. Because relying on a fat Charlie Austin for goals is like relying on a stray dog to drive the school bus. It is painfully important for a promoted club to spend in the transfer window. They have signed absolutely nobody. Why didn't they get Ollie Watkins, Ivan Toney, even the bastard dinner lady? Because a blow-up doll could do a better job than the walking set of love handles that is Charlie Austin right now. Christ above, he looks like someone who sweats when he eats. Even Grady Diangana, a guy who scored 8 goals from midfield last season, even he's gone back to West Ham. Probably because he knows there's about as much survival at West Brom as there is in a Vietnamese prison camp. Right now you have a squad filled with lower league sludge. Christ above, you find more talent in the audition queue for X Factor, and those people are probably handpicked out of the loony bin. Slaven Bilic will either walk or be sacked by Christmas, and replacing him with someone like Chris Hughton. Good Christ. 19th, Astor Villa. Alright, Astor Villa fans, before you start chucking bags of your own feces at me in the street, you tell me then why you think you're going to stay up. Don't get me wrong, if Villa had a Premier League proven coach, even with someone like Sam Allardyce, then yes, they would stay up. But Dean Smith, it's a squad stuffed to the hilt with big name internationals, and you spent over 140 million last summer. Shocking the fact you already have an £80 million rated playmaker on your books, and you still managed to lose over 20 games of bastard football. Smith was celebrating as if he'd pulled off a miracle. No, with that transfer budget, then survival is the bare minimum you should have achieved. Placed above the fact that you've continued to persist with a championship standard coach and will probably see your best player ripped out of your hands on deadline day, then I'm sorry, if Villa are not relegated, I will hand on heart turn HITC Sports into a Jack Grealish tribute channel for a goddamn week. And trust me, I'd rather make love to a lawnmower. 18th, Fulham. Yeah, Fulham are back in the Premier League and the fans can barely contain their excitement.
We're back in the Premier League. I am absolutely over the moon.
Good Christ, tell your face. You'd swear the postman had told him he just knocked down his cat. This is how I reacted to Fulham getting promoted.
Yeah! Get in! Get in!
What kind of a weird... Oh, what a character. Listen, Fulham, and more specifically Joe Bryan, are the reason I don't have a Danish mugshot tattooed on me for life. But sorry lads, you are now officially a yo-yo club. Scott Parker hasn't even blown out the candles on his 40th birthday cake. In managerial terms, he's a goddamn child. And last season he was out-tacticianed by the likes of Grant McCann, Nathan Jones and Alex O'Neill. So what do you think Pep and Klopp are going to do with him? And this is still primarily the same squad which went down 2 years ago. So I'm sorry, 18th in the league, being used as the division's spunk sock. 17th, Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace earn a relegation scrap. They just are. Wilfred Zaha is leaving this club. For a man of his talents and with an ego bigger than a cow's ballsack, then forcing him to spend a 10th season of his career at this club, it's probably on par with being told to go and live in an orphanage. Because relying on servers from the likes of James MacArthur and James McCarthy, that's about on par with being force-fed bowls of stale muesli and sharing a bed with the village priest. And I'm sorry, laying on chances for Christian Benteke, it's like laying on a 5-course dinner for a bastard anorexic. They're not gonna eat the thing. So Zaha is gone, and I'm sorry, Eberiki Eggsy is a talented footballer and did rip the championship to pieces for QPR, but he's still a massive downgrade. Factor the fact Palace have won just 4 of the last 19 games, losing 7 in a row. They've only scored 5 goals since the first week of March. You can almost smell the sacking of Roy Hodgson for replacing him with a clearly still traumatised Eddie Howe. And with a strike force less threatening than a box of stale Jaffa cakes, Palace are 100% in a relegation scrap, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went down. 16th, Brighton. Okay, Brighton fans might be disappointed that I'm only predicting them for 16th.
Oh, have you not seen the way we play? We beat Arsenal twice. Graham Potter's a footballing god.
Graham Potter won 9 games of football last season and only 3 since December. Let's not get this twisted. Yes, Brighton play pretty football. Yes, they try to dominate possession, but they don't have the players. We've seen with Bournemouth, a naive style of football can have your club looking like the inside of my toilet bowl. And lads, I've had diarrhea for f***ing weeks. Probably because I spent every day eating cat food for dinner. This is going to be a long and hard season for Brighton. So honestly lads, don't be ungrateful when I say 16th, because it'll guarantee you a 5th consecutive season in the Premier League. And I know for a fact, none of you would have thought that in 2017. Alright lads, quick reminder. Try and have 500,000, half a million by the end of the... mental. I never thought this channel would get 200 subs. That would just be an insane number. If you'd like to be a part of it, smash that subscribe button. You would honestly be a complete and utter legend. Anyway, let's just get back into it. 15th West Ham. Alright, considering the West Ham owners have this delusion that they're destined for Champions League football, then 15th is probably a bit underwhelming. What do you expect when you give the manager's job to David Moyes? That's like letting the king of pop babysit your kids and then wonder why there's sticky stains on the couch. That was incredibly dark. Listen, Moyes is not recovering from this impossibly difficult start. Start clearing out your desk because I'm sorry. Arsenal, Wolves, Leicester, Tottenham, Man City and Liverpool. Coming through that fixture list with your job still intact is about as likely as walking through a beach of megaluff without contracting a yeast infection. Honestly lads, West Ham will be bottom of the league in November. Trust me, timestamp this, remember this one. Because if they're not, I will gladly rub a bowl of soggy Weetabix all over my face. Moyes will be replaced by Rafa Benitez, considering the West Ham owner's borderline obsession with that man. So yeah, they'll stay up. 14th Leeds. Okay, I can already hear the sounds of Leeds fans becoming offended.
Oh no, not 14th! For Marcelo Bielsa, for Leeds United, after everything we've been through, 16th!
Lads, if you think I'm exaggerating, look at my Twitter.
Leeds fans are offended I'm predicting them for relegation scrap when they've just spent 16 years failing to get promoted. Except that one time they crawled out of League One. Perspective, lads.
And now the response.
You know nothing. Nobody gives a f*** what you think, pal. Who the f*** are you? YouTuber that says it all, really. But you're nobody. Stop using Leeds to get your name out there. Who are you again? I actually never heard of this wanker. Shut up, you numpty. Fortunately, you are f***ing nobody and your opinion matters little. Offended? Why would we be offended? We have no f***ing idea who you are.
Yeah. Hits me right to the core. Right, okay, Leeds fans, let's make a deal. If you end up finishing inside the top half of the table this season, then I promise I will personally get a tattoo of Patrick Bamford playing the violin. Because I know, alright, Marcelo Bielsa is a great coach. Hasn't really won much, but no, he's a good coach. And I know you're a big club, but I'm sorry. Stuart Dallas, Jack Harrison, Paddy Bamford, your squad screams championship standard. I mean, with someone like Declan Rice, I'm upset he's not playing for Ireland. With someone like Jack Grealish, yes, the same. I don't really care about Bamford, considering within 2 years, Troy Parrott's going to be twice the player. Lads, Rodrigo is your marquee £27 million signing. For Valencia last season, he scored 4 goals. I'm glad you're back, really I am, and I think you'll have a very good season. But please, you're not getting top half. Where is this delusion that they'll just go back to competing for Europe? Because I'm sorry, if Messi gets hit by a bus tomorrow and goes into a 15-year coma, do you think when he wakes up, he'll be ready to play a Champions League final? He probably won't be able to move his legs.
13th, Sheffield United. Alright, Sheffield United fans, this season you're going to hear the words second season syndrome. Although not from me. This is arguably the best team spirit in the league, a bunch of hard-working pros who dig in for each other. Christ bruv, you stayed up with a strike force consisting of expensive blocks of cheese.
12th, Burnley. Burnley are this generation's Stoke City. That ugly, bruising football team who most footballing purists would gladly see perish in a pile of flames. Listen, I respect the job Sean Dyche has done at Turf Moor, but forking out for a season ticket to watch that style of football every single week, it's like paying somebody to scratch your eyeballs with a knife and fork. Last season's 10th was a great finish, but they'll probably lose Dwight McNeil, if not now, then in January. So yeah, slight step backwards into 12th. 11th, Newcastle. Okay, last summer it was all doom and gloom, and I predicted Newcastle would finish rock bottom. Lads, I might have overreacted. Steve Bruce isn't pretty. Good Christ, he looks like a cross between Mrs. Doubtfire and a wet sponge, but he is a Premier League standard manager. He's had 11 seasons in the top flight. Nobody in the league has more Premier League experience than him. Not even Jose Mourinho. That is mental. But still, a bang average stale squad, coupled with a very ordinary coach, bankrolled by an owner who doesn't want to be there, it's just a pointless existence. Anyway, the club need a centre forward because I'm sorry, handing the famous number 9 shirt to Joe Linton is like awarding a knighthood to the guy of Little Britain. I'll go for a painfully boring 11th. And the tragic thing is, that would still be the club's 4th highest position under Ashley in his 14 years of control. God, how depressing is that? 10th, Southampton. I'm gonna put it out there. Southampton's recovery last year was the greatest turnaround in Premier League history. A 9-0 home reverse against Leicester. That club could and probably should have wilted and died right there on the spot, because conceding 9 at home, such levels of embarrassment. It's like taking a dump in your pants during the school assembly. Trust me lads, there's no coming back from that. For Ralph Hasenhüttl to squeeze 14 wins out of this team, finishing a comfortable 11th, 18 points clear of safety, with Danny Ings nearly getting his hands on the golden boot, it was just an unbelievable achievement. So yeah, their confidence must be sky high. They'll continue this form into next season. Yeah, let's say halfway up the league in 10th. 9th, Leicester. Yep, massive step backwards for Leicester City. 9th of the league after spending nearly the entirety of last season stuffed in the top 4. But lads, there is a reason they're playing Thursday night football. Your form since Christmas has been absolutely hideous. 6 wins from 17 league games, 10 league defeats. Continue that form into next season. Just see how far it gets you. European football will stretch this squad. Your main source of goals is turning 34, and Brendan Rodgers has shown no sign that he's able to correct this run of form. It reminds me when Tottenham's league form slid off the map in early 2019. 6 months later, after carried into the following season, Mauricio Pochettino was out the door. So watch this space with Leicester and Brendan Rodgers. 8th, Everton. Lads, Everton's aim is Champions League football, right? They haven't finished inside the top 6 since 2014. That's 6 goddamn years. And even now, with a proven world-class coach and bags of money, I'm still predicting 8th at best. Listen, their owner might be filthy rich, but their squad is jam-packed with expensive flops. While Ancelotti is a great coach, this is going to be a frustrating season. 7th, Wolves. So far, this has been absolutely pudding transfer window for Wolves. Sure, they just waved goodbye to Helder Costa, Matt Doherty, Morgan Gibbs-White, but what have they got in return? It's mental to think that Wolves only got promoted 2 years ago, and now anything outside the top 7 is deemed a disappointment. But lads, I think they're about to make it a hat-trick of consecutive 3rd, 7th place finishes in the Premier League. 6th, Arsenal. Okay, Arsenal fans, calm down. Yes, Mikel Arteta has picked up 2 trophies in his last 2 games of management, but no, he is not the second coming of Pep Guardiola. Yes, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is utterly world-class, but are we forgetting your defence is made of cottage pie? Yes, Gabriel McHaley's could be a good defensive reinforcement. He could also be like the other Gabriel they had, and putting that man in your defence is like accepting a sleepover invitation from my goddamn uncle, i.e. there's probably not going to be any clean sheets. 5th, Tottenham. Lads, I rate Jose Mourinho. The whole world seems to think he's past it. Absolute nonsense. Can anyone please remind me of a job where Jose didn't win any trophies? The man only won the Premier League 5 years ago, and he only finished 2nd 2 years ago. Factor in the fact that it's a better squad he had at Old Trafford, then trust me lads, this season he's going to go close for top 4. It'll probably just come down to a couple of points. 4th, Man United. Okay, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done better than I thought. This time last year, I was convinced he was going to be sacked by Christmas. He hasn't, and I instead rang in the new year stinking of a cow's left tit. Since that calcium-soaked bath, United have been on fire. They haven't lost a league game since January. Since bringing in Odion Ighalo, a guy who looks like he's won a competition, they haven't lost a Premier League match. This is just mental. 3rd, Chelsea. This is what happens when you cancel Chelsea's credit card for 2 transfer windows. Having been used to getting what they want when they want for nearly 20 years, suddenly be forced to rely on freebies and youth. Oh, it was not a comfortable experience. And this is a club where neither Kevin De Bruyne or Mo Salah got a look in. So the likes of Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham will usually have spent about 5 or 6 years out on loan, but now once again they're the biggest movers in the transfer market. Best of the rest. 2nd, Liverpool. Okay lads, this is a toss-up. I would have assumed City would have drowned their squad in new recruits this summer, desperate to claw back their title. But no, so far they've only done their shopping at Valencia and Bournemouth. It's not exactly inspiring. So there's no real reason for this. I suppose Liverpool have been sloppy for months, and it looks like that carried into the Community Shield. If they start sluggishly, they'll hand the initiative to City. But lads, this is a toss-up. 1st, Man City. Aye, if by next summer I've got 0 right, I'm gonna be so annoyed. In fact, this is a message to future me. You better have got a few of these right. If not, if it's another 0 out of 20, then I'm gonna fly to County Limerick and jump in the lake. Anyway, that's it. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, oh, I better have got some of these right. Honestly. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and as always, I'll talk to you in a while. Come on.